What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny. I retired from the streets TV. Listen, y'all don't even know what I just went through. It's two flies up here. I just killed one. It's another one. I've been up here like a madman. This reminds me of when you watched the episode of Breaking Bad when he locked himself into the lab where he was making the product at, and he was going crazy. Man, I just was in here. You don't understand. Anyway, welcome to another edition of Let's Not Forget Friday. And with this edition, I'm bringing y'all to Detroit, 2009 actually, November the 15th. And November the 15th is a pivotal day for me because I want to say it's one of my uncle's birthdays. I remember little that birthday though. He had that 1115 jacket on. But in this particular case, we're talking about Jamar Pinkney Jr., 15 years old. And was going through something obviously in life. He made a startling confession to his mother the night before his demise, and he told his mom that he had some inappropriate physical contact with his 3-year-old half sister, her second baby. So what she did was, I think her name was Lizette Cherry. Lizette called her sister Yolanda Cherry up, and they had a discussion. Like, hey, let's get the boy some help, let's get some counseling for him, he need help, and this is our baby. We can't throw him to the wayside. We can't just throw him away and toss him. So we got to get him some professional help because it's something that he's going through. Maybe his father not around enough, maybe something, but let's figure it out, right? So flash forward a few, maybe an hour later or so, he tell his mom, listen, I did something to her, and I feel bad about it, and I want to call my dad. So at 3 in the morning, he called his father. When he called his father agreed to come by the next day to further talk about the situation. He even asked his father, Daddy, can you please find it in your heart to forgive me? His father said, I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. We're going to talk about this a little further. And according to his auntie, Yolanda Cherry, he got there about 10 a.m. and initially it was just some talk, and they were all talking, so she thought not of it. His mom went upstairs or whatever to the neighbor's apartment, and they heard a whole bunch of banging and commotion and whatnot going on. A whole bunch of banging and commotion going on, and they go down there, and he's basically pleading with his father on his knees, please, Daddy, please, forgive me. And he said, tell me what you did. And he said, well, I humped on, and he named the girl at the time, his little sister, his little half sister. His father went into a rage. He had a pistol in his hand while he was assaulting this young brother. Let's take note of that. 15 years old at the time. Jamar Pinkney Sr. was 37 years old, so he's assaulting his junior because of the information that he just got about his half-sister, which wasn't Jamar's child, but I can understand how startling that could be, how, mind-blowing that could be. Pistol whipping my son? I don't think so. Maybe roughing him up and grabbing him up and trying to, but then that don't help, right? But that's the worst I can see doing. Now, that wasn't enough for him. The mother, Lizette, pleading, Yolanda's pleading, he's crying. So what he do was, he marched the young brother outside after he made him unclothed, right? He tell him, take it off, everything. Young brother do that. He comply. He still pleading when his father and his mother is doing the same. And everybody else is pleading. Please stop, calm down. Think about what you're doing. Jamar Pinkney Sr. wasn't trying to hear that. He marched the young brother down to a vacant lot. Some say next door to some grass. It might have been a grassy lot. Who knows? However, even amongst the many pleas from his son and his son's mother, he went to the back of Jamar Pinkney Jr., placed his firearm in position, right? And that was the end of Jamar Pinkney Jr.'s life. One single finger movement by his father, And I don't want to get explicit for YouTube's sake, but you can imagine what happened. the news reports have run rampant. If you were from Detroit, you heard about it. I don't know how national that story got, but it was horrific. It was horrific, and I was incarcerated at the time. I had about a year or so more to serve on my second bid when I had got, you know, all type of other stuff going on, but I had a year to go. And I remember reading this story and hearing this story and hearing what the prosecutor was saying. The prosecutor, I forget his first name, but his last name is O'Meara. The defense attorney, I apologize. The defense attorney for Jamar Pinkney Sr. was saying that you can never tell what kind of hysteria somebody, and I'm paraphrasing, you can never tell what kind of hysteria somebody's going to fly into once they hear this type of news or information. So he was trying to say that we're going in for a plea of not guilty for reason of insanity. At very best, he should receive manslaughter, right? Because it was a crime of passion. That's what he was trying to get off, get the brother off on. And that was his defense, you know. He went there, he lost his mind temporarily or whatever, and that was the demise of his junior, his son. But there was a other side to that story based on eyewitnesses that was saying, no, he had plenty of time to think about this. We went upstairs to another apartment. He didn't walk him outside. And, you know, then overnight, he had already got some information overnight. You know, so he had time to live with this information. They weren't trying to hear that. So, April the 10th, or April the 16th, I'm sorry, 2000 and, April the 15th, I'm sorry, 2010, because the crime was committed a day after my uncle's birthday, 11/15, which is 11/16. So 11/16, 2009, he committed this crime. April the 15th, 2010 is when he was convicted. They were trying to initially go for first degree, and that carried a life penalty, right? As well as the assault on him. But they end up hitting him with 3 counts of assault with intent. Let me look at it right now. Matter of fact, I got it pulled up. They gave him 3 different counts of that assault, which each carried 2 to 4 years apiece. Assault with a dangerous weapon, I apologize, which is also considered a felonious assault. 3 different counts of that, 2 to 4 years apiece. 1 charge of second-degree homicide, for which he received a sentence of 35 to 80, and then 1 charge of felony firearm, which is when you use a firearm in the commission of a felon, and that carried 2 years. His current out date is November the 15th, 2046. He's 50 years old. He don't look nothing like his original picture. I'm gonna show y'all the picture of his MDOC. You see that? Now you see from the thumbnail and his original pictures, man, this dude had like long locks, full beard. He looking real different now. I don't know if the time getting to him and whooping him. I don't know if his spirit whooping him or whatnot, but that was something heinous to do to a kid, right? Anybody. Well, I can't say anybody because I don't know how I feel if a grown man, if I find out a grown man and did something to one of my children, Lord knows how I would fly off the handle and what I would do. I mean, of course, I'm a man who think now more than anything. I ain't as impulsive as I used to be, and I don't justify things the way I used to be, but I'm just saying, my child, ain't no telling. I don't know. I can't say. I promise you I can't. In this situation here, though, this was your child, and a child at that. I couldn't kill my own child. I couldn't, assault my own child with a firearm or a weapon. What I could do is get some intense counseling therapy for my kid, and then they just have to have limited and supervised contact with the child that, they, had contact with inappropriately. It was a crazy case, man. I remember the candlelight vigil they did and watching it from prison and getting emotional myself, like, man, that's deep. Young brother, had his whole life ahead of him. And yeah, he had issues or problems, but it came from somewhere. So let's find the root cause of this problem. Let's put our foot on it, and let's try to eradicate it and find this brother some cognitive behavioral tools that he can put into his toolbox. Remember, I always say keep your toolbox full. You got to have a spiritual toolbox, a mental toolbox, a physical toolbox, a health toolbox, where you can go into your toolbox. Now you got things that you can use, that you can apply, you know, methods, ways of thinking and handling things, so that when you have these inappropriate urges, you know how to de-escalate those urges. The same way people have urges to smoke, commit violent acts, do dangerous things, and they go through therapy for it. But women of the night who used to work the night, and they still have that urge to get back in their lifestyle, you know, when they get into therapy, they have ways to kind of bring that energy down and stay away from them risky places and situations, right? This was a young brother, and this was a sad story, and it rang through Detroit, and I just wanted to, you know, no matter what that young brother went through, I just wanted to honor his memory by saying, let's not forget Jamar Pinkney Jr., you know. 35, well, they got that man 35 to 80. Some say, listen, that was crazy. That was your kid. I don't know. That's a lot of time to be doing, but in the same token, it's not. Like I told you, I got a homie Real who got 50 to 100 for a fist fight that went wrong. You know, 2nd degree, same charge. So I ain't the judge. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the judge. I'm not the lawyer. The only way I'm qualified to talk about a lot of these stories is that I've been there, done that, and I've seen a lot of this stuff. So, and a lot of these things that I'm telling y'all, I lived through them stories, you know? You know, like the Belle Isle, like the Lethal Word and the Belle Isle Bridge incident in 1995 on the Let's Not Forget Friday previously. A lot of that stuff I seen personally, man. I just want to tell y'all to keep y'all kids safe. Watch y'all kids. If y'all kids going through something, that's one of the key indicators of a kid on the wrong path leading to prison or destructive, self-destructive behavior in the streets, is they start acting out in ways like that. You know what I mean? Somebody say, he touched me, he did this. Don't disregard that stuff. Get into your kid's life. Stop letting the phone and them tablets babysit your children. You know, and I'm not saying everybody doing that, but enough of y'all just say, mama, the Wi-Fi, y'all biggest problem is connecting the Wi-Fi, Go get out my face, right? Get out my face, bye. Go find something to do, right? Give them something to do. Get involved in their lives a little more. This should not have happened. I'm not saying that sister, Lizette Cherry, wasn't in her son's life. I'm not saying she was letting the phone or the tablet babysit her kid. And I'm not saying she was overlooking any red flags or signals that had previously happened in her son's life, if there were any. All I'm saying is, let this be a lesson to mothers and fathers alike. Look, be in your kids' lives actively. See how they doing, how you doing, how was your day, what you thinking about, you know, what you scared of, what you proud of, what you happy about, what you sad about, what would you like to eat that's different, you know, what are the things that you would like to see happen with me, what changes can I make as a parent, what would you like for me to do different or better, can I talk to you better, can I be more actively involved in your life, can I hug you more in the day, in the morning, do you like nighttime hugs, do you want me to read you a story at night? Talk to your kids and stop letting the day bog you down, the lifestyle bog you down, social media bog you down so much and distract you so much to where you're not actively in your kids' lives, so that we can prevent more incidents like Jamar Pinkney's Jr.'s demise, you know. And I just want to say I love y'all as always, man. Y'all have an excellent and safe weekend, and I'm going to see y'all next time. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. Keep them nervous. Keep the change. And I'm out.